All right, so our speaker today is someone who's no stranger to this ministry because she spent how many years with us before you went off to greater things? 4 or 5. We watched her, the agony and the ecstasy of her going through her licensed Unity teacher training. And now she is the spiritual leader of Unity Chapel of Light in San Luis Obispo, and we just couldn't be prouder of her. Santa Maria, darn it. Santa Maria.
It's the rain. It does it to the brain.
It is. I'm still in bed, even though I'm physically here. But Unity in Santa Maria. And so we'd like to welcome back Dr. Rita Conrad.
Yeah, the rain does strange things to people. I'm going to put this somewhere. Good morning to all you beloveds on Zoom, too. I've always wished that I could see your faces behind me, but I know you're behind me here, so. And good morning to all of you here, too. As Brian shared with you last week and has already been said, we're switching pulpits this week, so he's in Santa Maria. And this is what happens when you send an email to Brian that says, want to set your hair on fire? Because that's what I did in August and said, we want to get together and brainstorm how the two communities could collaborate and amplify all this wonderful unity on the Central Coast. And so this pulpit switch is one result of that brainstorming. Who knows what's going to come next? I certainly don't. But I know that the theme for this month is imagination, and I think he and I just exhibited that with this pulpit switch. We agreed that the topic for both of us would be talking about abundance. And if there's one place our imagination can go and roam, it's in the magnificent arena of abundance. Most of the years I've spent in Unity, we've talked about prosperity. But I no longer focus. Thank you. Oh, you are a teacher. This is how you know. A teacher knows you need stuff on either side of you. For those on Zoom, I'm dropping my books. This is going down. So anyway, so we talked about prosperity a lot, but for me, every time I thought about prosperity, I thought, well, that has to do with money. And so I stayed focused. I had Catherine Ponder. She was, my first prosperity teacher. But the person who really got me started thinking that there's something beyond prosperity and money was Glenn Twist. And I know Jean just led a wonderful book group on this, and I almost attended again because I love this book, and it really was a game changer for me. So today, I'd like to explore with you the powerful theme at the heart of New Thought, which is abundance. Not as something we chase, but as something we are. And in fact, abundance is so key to New Thought and to Unity that Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck, the prolific Unity writer and wrote The Heart-Centered Metaphysics, wrote in his book, Use the Truth You Know, he said, abundance isn't just a principle, it's a mega principle. And he said, this is because all principles, divine ideas, or powers demonstrate abundance because they can be used by an unlimited number of people, an unlimited number of times, and produce an unlimited number of results without being changed or altered in any way. Abundance is the principle lying back of prosperity and plenty. And we use the principle of abundance to demonstrate prosperity in our consciousness and in our lives. It is our supply and our support. I love the idea now of thinking of it as a mega principle. A book that's furthered my understanding of abundance is this book, The Abundance Project. And probably after the first of the year, I'm going to try to run an intensive or an abundance boot camp using this book. In it, he teaches we're not here to make abundance happen. We're here to make it welcome. Abundance is not earned, it's expressed. It's not outside of ourselves. It's seeking to emerge through us. Most of us were raised in this culture of getting. If we want more money, more opportunity, more love, we're taught, well, go out there and get it. What's wrong with you? Climb the ladder, chase the dream, make it happen. And we spend so much time of our lives trying to become abundant, trying to earn, attract, manifest, pull it towards us, something that we believe we don't yet have. But Rydell offers a radical reframe, and he says, there's nothing out there that needs to be added to you to be abundant. Everything you seek is already within you in a seed form waiting to be activated. And this, of course, goes along with what we hear so often, the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's abundance. Not someday, not after you've read enough books, darn. Meditated, not after you've meditated long enough or proved yourself worthy. The spiritual truth is this: you are abundance in expression. You are abundance seeking to unfold. You are abundance made visible. You're not separate from abundance. You embody it right now, in this moment. You're not trying to get abundance from life. Life is trying to get abundance out of you. Abundance is not something you accumulate, it's something you activate. So the question isn't, how do I get more abundance? The question is, how do I cultivate the conditions for abundance already within me to emerge? This is a shift from the mindset of striving to allowing, from forcing to unfolding, from earning to simply expressing. You're not incomplete waiting for the world to give you something. You're already whole waiting to give birth to something. And there's a wonderful quote in A Course of Love that says, your life is already an act of creation. It was created, all of it. It exists fully realized within you. Your work here is to express it. You are far more than your life here. You created your life here in union with the one mind and one heart in union. In other words, with God. And everything you have ever wanted to be is. Everything you have ever thought or imagined is and is reflected in the world you see. The only difference between the life you are living and the life you want lies in your willingness to express who you are. So abundance within is trying to get out. If your good seems delayed, all those prayers you think are unanswered, it's not because you don't have it. It's because it's not yet activated. It's being blocked in some way. And we can think of all the ways that abundance are blocked. We talk about them all the time. Fear, unworthiness, old stories we tell ourselves, belief in separation, the idea that supply is outside of ourselves, the lie that we must deserve abundance. And if we're not abundant, we must just not deserve it. But your true spiritual identity is already abundant, already whole, already complete. And when you stop arguing against your worthiness, which I do quite often myself, abundance begins to flow by its own nature because you've unblocked it. In the Abundance Project, Rydell identifies 4 primary life domains where abundance seeks expression. In time and work, that's the first one. In wealth and lifestyle. Health and vitality. And love and relationships. And he says that when one area is blocked, none of the other areas have abundance either, because it's a holistic concept. You're abundant always, everywhere, and as soon as you block something, something else shuts down. So let's briefly explore each of these little areas. In time and work, abundance here is about purpose and flow and fulfillment. It means shifting from how do I get more time, which I always ask myself as well, to how do I express more life in the time I have? The moment you're aligned with purpose, time expands. It is magic. I've seen it where did all these extra hours come from? It's because I'm on purpose. And that's how it works. In wealth and lifestyle, it isn't about accumulating wealth. It's about expression. It's about creating a life that reflects your truth. Money becomes a tool for circulation, not security. It's not about holding on to money so it strangles your life or owns your soul. In health and vitality, your body is an expression of life energy. So vitality emerges when you stop living in conflict with yourself, when you allow joy and creativity and peace to move freely through you. This does not necessarily mean physical healing, it means spiritual healing. Abundance in love and relationships expresses itself beautifully in connection. You don't go out and find love. You become love, and love finds you everywhere you go. You can't be not in love. What sets the stage for abundance to be activated and emerged is this concept of circulation. And we've talked a lot about this. I think Lynn talks about it in her book about circulation. Life circulates, blood circulates, breath circulates, money circulates, love circulates. The moment we stop circulating, stop giving, stop sharing, energy stagnates. And this doesn't mean we give to get. It means giving activates what's already encoded within us. We are natural givers. We can only stand in our own way. So how do you express what's already encoded in you? You sing, you lead. Through generosity, through kindness, through creativity, through appreciation of all you have from today's inspirational reading. Skills and talents, enthusiasm, your spiritual practice, your presence, your service, and yes, even financial giving. All these things are expressing and letting out everything that's in you. Not to get something back, but because giving activates what you are. A really important aspect of giving is giving what you think or feel you lack in your life. So the one thing you're wanting, turn around and give it. When you give what you feel you don't have in life, you prove to your subconscious that you're not lacking in that. You've got it. You gave it. You got it. When you feel lonely, give connection. And when you feel broke, give value. And when you feel powerless, give encouragement. Because when you do, you're saying to life, I have enough to share. I have more than enough to share. And life responds, then you must be abundance itself. You cannot possess abundance. You can only express it. Giving doesn't deplete you. Giving reveals you. And it opens the channels, it aligns you with the frequency of abundance, it puts you in harmony with the nature of life. So circulation is the engine of abundance. And here's a true story that just a friend of mine told me this a couple weeks ago, right as I was thinking about this and preparing it. She's a consultant. She heard a Sunday sermon in her church about a giving plan, not about doing it when you're in your will, but doing it as a living, what I call a living giving plan. Take whatever you like and commit to circulating it. And in her case, it was money, but it could be anything. It could be anything. So she decided she'd commit $1,000 a month to giving to various places that she felt her heart should give to. So she went about doing just that. She listened to her heart and allocated that as she wished. Then the government shutdown happened, and she is a consultant to government agencies. So her supply was seemingly cut off. And she said to herself, well, I better stop doing this. I'm a single woman. This is my sole sort of, I don't have anybody that's going to feed me if this doesn't come through. And then she told me, no, I decided, I committed to doing this, so I was going to see it through until I was eating peanut butter and jelly, and then we would revisit this. So she gave to her church and to food banks and to kids programs. She also happened to be on this weekly chat, and one of the women there said, hey, my church is having a fundraiser. If you like, check it out. And she put up the QR code. My friend checked it out. She says, okay, yeah, this is worth, they're raising money for kids programs. I'll give them some money. And then she brought a raffle ticket. And then she said to me, Rita, you've known me for decades. You know I have never, ever won anything. I just buy this stuff, but I never win, no matter what. So here, to recap, my friend has no paycheck. She's keeping her living, giving plan going and giving without expecting to receive. So a few days later, she gets a call from her consulting firm. She's a consultant to a huge bank of consultants who then are with the government. And the consulting firm says, we decided we've got some money, so we're going to cut some checks. So we'll cut checks until we don't have any more money. And so you're going to be paid the several $1,000s you're owed for these months of work you've been doing for us. So she got her paycheck back. And then she gets another call from the woman who posted the church raffle QR code. And she said, did you buy a raffle ticket? And she said, yeah, I did. She goes, oh, she says, I thought this was you. They announced the winner of the first prize, and everybody in the church looked at each other and said, we don't know who this person is. And she said, I went and looked, and it was you. She said, you won $4,000 in travel voucher. Now, again, it's a cute story. We hear these things all the time, but I'm just saying, think about it, a living, giving plan. You might want to design one of those yourself. And again, it doesn't have to be money. You could commit to calling your child every other week, the one that doesn't call you. And just to say I love you, I'm thinking about you, my life's going well, I just wanted to let you know, and then hang up the phone. And there you go. Your living giving is going. So just keep circulating, giving what you want in life and what you think you want back. Next, abundance is activated through vision, this theme of imagination. Abundance is not activated by analyzing your past, it's activated by imagining your future. I've heard people say that when Spirit talks to you, Spirit isn't talking from your past. Spirit is trying to pull you into the future. So your vision isn't a fantasy. Your vision is the blueprint of your becoming. There's a version of you, imagine this, already alive in consciousness, that's vibrant, financially free, creatively expressed, deeply loved, healthy, purpose-driven, and spiritually anchored. This version of you is not imaginary. It's your true self seeking emergence. When you hold a vision, you're saying, Spirit, I'm available, I'm willing, I'm ready to allow the greater version of myself to express. A vision is a permission slip for your abundance to unfold. And when you say yes to a bigger idea, life says yes to you in return. So when you walk through life knowing you're abundant, you stop apologizing for your gifts, you stop shrinking to make others comfortable, you stop making decisions from fear, you stop waiting for the right moment to do something. If I had waited for the right moment to get my PhD or to go to become a licensed Unity teacher, I'd be still sitting there going, oh, well, I should have done something with those years. And you stop looking outside yourself for validation. And instead, you live from the truth of your abundance. You're giving easily, expressing boldly, creating fearlessly, leading courageously, and living gratefully. And as a result, you rise naturally. Because you are rooted in the truth that everything you need is already within you. Your abundance is already here. Your fullness is inevitable. So, beloveds, you're not here to chase abundance. You are here to unleash it. You are not here to earn your worth. You're here to embody it. You're not here to survive. You're here to emerge. Abundance is not something that happens to you. Abundance happens through you. Because abundance is not a goal. Abundance is not a reward. Abundance is not a future achievement. Abundance is what you are. So let this truth become the foundation of your days, the rhythm of your choices, the catalyst to a living, giving plan, the reason you rise in the morning, and the peace that carries you to sleep at night. And so it is.